always a beautiful night when something unexpected happens, the surprise of jazz, and two magnificent performers like Stevie Wonder and Ella Fitzgerald getting together with their trio like that. It's got to be just sparks flying.
That's marvelous. Tommy Flanagan on piano, Keter Betts on bass, Bobby Durham on drums. I'm Ben Sidran here with Billy Taylor with Jazz Alive's 5th anniversary special, in case you've just joined us. What an event the 1977 New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival was.
So much goes on at the festival traditionally. And in those days when we, in 77, when we went down to do this particular program, they were also on a riverboat.
Just like the old days, playing it on the riverboat. Did you capture anything on the riverboat that we can listen to?
Well, one of the things that we were able to get was the inimitable U.B. Blake.
Oh, yeah.
And you know how U.B. likes to charm the audience. Well, he just mesmerized these people because he had one of those pianos that sounded like a riverboat piano, you know. So it was just right for ragtime. And he went back and just dug up one of his old favorites.
I'm going back to ragtime now. You want to hear another rag? Yeah! All right. I composed this rag in 1899. That's right, on the level. But I could read no, I couldn't even read music. Yes, I could. Yeah, when I was 6 years old, I could read music. But I couldn't, my teacher that taught me, I don't think she knew how to write the music down. And this is called the Charleston Rag. And I think that's going to believe the last. I don't know.
U.B. Blake and his own Charleston Rag. You know, he improvises on the themes of all of his ragtime pieces because that's what those old ticklers were about. They didn't just play the notes, they played around the notes.
Mm-hmm. The birth of jazz, really, playing around with the notes.
That's for sure. Well, you know, the styles that are happening today are very indebted in terms of the vocabulary to that approach to improvisation. And some of the people that were appearing at the festival that year were really the epitome of updating what the ragtime people did.
For example?
Well, we had people like the group that was formerly known as the Jazz Crusaders. At this point in time, they were just calling themselves the Crusaders.
This song was written by Joe Sample, and he calls this song Sweet and Sour. Sweet and Sour, a Joe Sample composition.
The Crusaders at the 1977 New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. That festival, of course, Billy, is a great tradition, and it's a tradition that Jazz Alive has not been afraid to pick up on. But 1977 was also the start of another great Jazz Alive tradition, if I'm not mistaken, and that's the first New Year's Eve live broadcast.
That was really some fun. It was the first year that we went to New York City, and it included performances by Stanley Turrentine, Junior Mance, Alberta Hunter, Rose Chi-Chi Murphy, and the late Helen Humes. You know, Helen was such a special lady. To me, she sounded a little like Ella Fitzgerald. She obviously was influenced by Ella, but she had her own thing, and she could sing the blues, and she could also go right back to Barbados and get some of those good old West Indian things, and she put that right into play with Too Much Shame and Scandal in the Family.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. In Trinidad there lived a family with much confusion, as you will see. There was a mama, a papa, a son who was young, who wanted to marry, have a wife of his own. So he found a young maiden who suited him nice. He went to his papa to ask his advice. His papa said, son, I got to say no. The girl is your sister, but your mama don't know. Oh, woe is me. Too much shame and scandal in the family. Woe is me. Too much shame and scandal in the family. So the weeks went by and the son looked around. Soon the best cook on the island he found. He went to his papa to name the day. His papa looked at him and to him he did say, you can't marry that girl. I got to say no. The girl is your sister, but your mama don't know. Oh, woe is me. Too much shame and scandal in the family. Woe is me. Too much shame and scandal in the family. So the years went by, the son wished he was dead. He found 17 girls, still wasn't wed. When he'd ask his papa, papa always said no. All these girls are your sisters, but your mama don't know. Oh, papa gets around. He gets around all over this great big town. Whoa is me. Too much shame and scandal in the family. So he went to his mama and he bowed his head. He told his mama what his papa had said. His mama said, son, go man, go. Your papa ain't your papa, but your papa don't know. Oh, woe is me. Too much shame and scandal in the family. Woe is me. Too much shame and scandal in the family.
Helen Humes, Gerald Wiggins on piano, Al Hall on bass. Helen Humes sounds like a Ella Fitzgerald type of singer there, that same kind of cute thing in her voice. That was New Year's Eve at the Cookery in New York as part of Jazz Alive's first New Year's Eve live broadcast. It was 1977. I'm Ben Sidran here with Billy Taylor, and this is Jazz Alive's 5th anniversary special. And Billy, of course, that New Year's Eve program brings us up into 1978.
As Jazz Alive rolled into 1978, we began discovering some very unusual musical combinations, including the one we're about to hear. And this is from the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. It features the violin of Stephen Grappelli and the mandolin of David Grisman. Stephen Grappelli and David Grisman with Limehouse Blues.
Stefan Grappelli, the elder statesman, there on violin. David Grisman, the hot dog, on mandolin. You can hear him calling out the chord changes at the end with the Diz Disley Trio at the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. A fine old jazz tradition there, the string bands. It goes back to the 19th century. And 1978, as you said, Billy, was a year that provided a lot of unusual combinations for Jazz Alive.
Certainly did. One of the most interesting venues we played in was the live broadcast that we did from the White House. Now, that's a place to play.
I've always wanted to.
This was the biggest jazz celebration since Duke Ellington's birthday party that it was a few years before. We didn't get to record that one, but we got to show up with Cecil Taylor and Mary Lou Williams and Teddy Wilson, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, and those are just the piano players.
What kind of a night was it?
It was actually in the afternoon, and it was a very exciting afternoon. The president sat on the grass in short sleeves. Everybody was relaxed. It was very hot and very muggy. Mary Lou Williams gave a 15-minute dissertation at the piano on the history of jazz, just a quick rundown of all the jazz styles. The president ran over and commented to Cecil Taylor about how much he enjoyed what he did. It was really a marvelous occasion. It was a 4-hour event, which peaked with a historic jam session, which we're going to hear. On stage is Dizzy Gillespie, drummer Max Roach, and it's Dizzy who takes the mic.
Now, the president, His Highness, has asked us to play a tune that we played at the White House when we were here before.
All right.
We're going to play this tune, in which the name of it is Salt Peanuts. Now, wait a minute, but there are some diplomatic strings attached. To wit, that the president himself, His Majesty, right on, sang the lyrics to Salt Peanuts.
Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts. Salt peanuts, salt peanuts.
Wait. I just wanna ask one question. I just got one question. Would you like to go on the road with us?
I might have to after tonight.
Only Dizzy Gillespie could get away with something like that. Well, you know, Jazz Alive goes everywhere, and it's the ambience of audiences like that in the White House or in a concert hall, or we just go everywhere.
And obviously one of the best places to catch live jazz is at the nightclub. And one of the oldest nightclub venues in the country at this point is the Jazz Showcase in Chicago, where in 1978 Jazz Alive captured Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers doing a fine Bobby Timmons tune, Moanin'. Art Blakey and his 1978 Jazz Messengers at Chicago's Jazz Showcase. Art Blakey, of course, on drums, David Schnitter on tenor sax, Valery Ponomarev on trumpet, Albert Daly on piano, Dennis Irwin on bass, and the great Bobby Watson on alto sax. It's always wonderful when you're in a nightclub and something special happens, isn't it, Billy?
That's right. That audience was up for that group, but, you know, Blakey always takes that kind of audience with him. I think he books them, you know?
Takes them with him.
That's right. Sarah Vaughan has frequently played to audiences just like that. As a matter of fact, we did a live broadcast with her down at a place called Rosie. The tunes that she picked were unusual, but one I particularly liked was My Funny Valentine. What a sensitive singer, and boy, is she adventurous. Sarah Vaughan, the divine one. Carl Schroeder on piano, Walter Booker on bass, Jimmy Cobb on drums. Boy, they really just get in right under her. Carl is playing those marvelous different changes. She practically rewrites a tune when she sings.
She's not afraid to go for the unusual notes, is she?
That's right.
You know, location recording like that often captures the fleeting kind of moments that you can't duplicate. One such moment in 1978 happened at the Grand Parade du Jazz in Nice, France. You have to picture this. Amid Roman ruins in the last orange dying rays of sunlight, there's Bill Evans and his trio poised, ready to play on an outdoor stage, and suddenly some church bells start ringing in the distance. A real life scene here. Charles Ives. You got your G natural there. Pianist Bill Evans, who of course died in the summer of 1980, captured there live in 1978 with Mark Johnson on bass and Philly Joe Jones on drums at the Grand Parade du Jazz in Nice, France.
I'm Billy Taylor, along with Ben Sidran. We'll return with Al Jarreau, Charles Mingus, Chick Corea, Cleo Lane, and more after this pause for station identification. This is Jazz Alive's 5th anniversary special on NPR, National Public Radio.
With listener-sponsored jazz for New England, this is WBUR, Boston.
Support for this program comes from the National Public Radio Arts and Performance Fund. Contributors include the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, IBM, RKO General, a radio and television broadcasting company, and the Brown and Williamson Tobacco Company.
I'm Billy Taylor with Ben Sidran. We're back with Jazz Alive's 5th anniversary special.
And of course, we're bringing you highlights from 5 years of great Jazz Alive shows. You know, Billy, the jazz community is kind of like a great big family. And after 5 years, Jazz Alive has witnessed a lot of very personal moments.
And one of those moments was the Irene Krall Memorial Jazz Festival, which was broadcast in 1979. Irene was the sister of Roy Krall, of Jackie and Roy fame. And she was one of those special artists who earned the respect of her peers by the high standards of performance that she always maintained. She was a warm, loving person, and this Memorial Jazz Festival really reflected the happy, swinging affection that all of her friends had for her.
I know that two of her friends, Dennis Smith and Pat Britt, organized this festival at the Roxy Theater in Los Angeles. It was a private affair for friends and musicians in the family, and a lot of L.A.'s top performers did show up. Carmen McRae was there, Shelley Mann, of course, Roy Krall was there. And what's this thing we're going to hear from the festival?
Well, what we're going to really hear is a Montuno Bossa Nova style improvisation by two people that you don't normally expect to hear perform together, Willie Bobo and Al Jarreau.
I shiver bang, 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 bang. I shiver bong, 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 bong. Every bang, bong, 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 bang. Go up, I just go bang, go, go bang. I shiki bong, bang, 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 go, bong, bong, Willie Bobo, Willie Bobo, Willie Bobo. Mama, look out, Bobo Day. Legalize and don't criticize. Legalize.
Al Jarreau and Willie Bobo, of course, if you haven't guessed, recorded at the Irene Krall Memorial Jazz Festival in 1979. In 1979, Jazz Alive broadcast another memorial-type show. This one was a salute to Charles Mingus.
You know, Mingus used to work with me, and when he did, he used to often go to the piano and use it kind of as a computer. He'd work out compositional ideas, and he'd experiment with things that he had learned from Ellington and Tatum and many other sources. Many people were surprised to find how well he played the piano. Mingus playing the piano solo at the 1976 New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival was something that I found fascinating. He called the tune Themes from a Movie.
Charles Mingus performing themes from a movie, solo piano from the 1976 New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. The same Jazz Alive program, aired in 1979, also included a dedication to Charles Mingus from Joni Mitchell. Joni Mitchell is joined by pianist Herbie Hancock at the Greek Theater in Berkeley.
This is an old song of Charlie's called Pork Pie Hat. He wrote it for Lester Young. And so when I came to write it, I wrote it for him and Lester Young. I put Lester in there, and then I put Charlie in there for me as my contact. And then I put myself in there, and a couple of small children. So the song has a sense of a past, a sense of a continuance or a present tense. That's where I come in personally, and a sense of a future in a generation coming up. Goodbye, Pork Pie Hat.
This festival in Berkeley, California. Herbie playing some beautiful solo piano behind Joni there. And boy, that solo kind of singular touch and just the lovely intervals that he plays. It's beautiful playing and singing.
A solo performance really is one of the most difficult things for an instrumentalist to pull off. And in 1979, Jazz Alive captured a solo performance from a young vibraphonist by the name of Jay Hogarth. Now, you don't normally expect a vibraphonist to play solo, but Jay did, and here's an excerpt from his Jazz Alive debut. It was recorded at the Public Theater in New York City. The piece he chose is from the Broadway hit The Wiz, and it's entitled If You Believe.
But I'll do that again.
Jay Hogarth. What a sense of humor. Whether he's playing or talking, he really comes across. I'm Billy Taylor with Ben Sidran, Jazz Alive's 5th anniversary celebration.
And Jay Hogarth, of course, getting our Jazz Alive New Star Award there for his 1979 performance at New York's Public Theater. A performance, interestingly enough, which ultimately got released on an album and received 5 stars from Downbeat magazine. And that same year, 1979, Jazz Alive also caught another young man at the Public Theater. This musician also received the first ever New Star Award from Downbeat magazine, and of course I'm talking about you, Billy Taylor. Now, when Jazz Alive decided to produce its first ever live concert, it really was a natural to feature your playing and your compositions. But I'm interested, how did you choose the players and the material for that concert?
Well, first of all, about the material, you write a lot of music and nobody plays it if you don't.
Yeah.
So I got together with Tim Owens and asked him to call up a lot of friends of mine whose playing I admired and, get them to play and sing some of the material that I thought would fit this kind of show. And he got a hold of Johnny Hartman and, just a wide range of players. The most exciting part of the show for me, as a frustrated tenor player, was when we got to the finale, and the finale featured a tune that I wrote called It's a Grand Night for Swinging with 2 of my favorites, Frank West and Dexter Gordon. And did they have a battle?
West. Band. And a frustrated tenor player, Billy Taylor, on piano, of course. Billy, according to our letters, Billy Taylor and Friends from the Public Theater was one of the most popular shows that year. A lot of people out there don't realize. National Public Radio, Washington, D.C., 20036, and we'll send you a schedule of upcoming events in return, and we'll promise you we'll take your advice to heart.
1979 was a great year, but 1980 was a chance for us to do something that we had wanted to do for a while. Chick Corea and Herbie Hancock were touring, and they were playing acoustic piano instead of the electronic instruments that they had become equally famous for. And we caught them at the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland. And in this excerpt, the two pianists paid tribute to their mentor, Miles Davis.
Chick Corea and Herbie Hancock there playing Someday My Prince Will Come from the Montreux Jazz Festival. That's a pretty enthusiastic audience in Montreux, Switzerland, showing their appreciation for Chick Corea and Herbie Hancock.
Yeah, they really got them worked up. You know, the audience is one of the most important elements in every Jazz Alive program. And an exceptional performer like Chick will sometimes play the audience. Once again, here he is in another performance from the same concert. That's a guy who really knows how to use an audience. Did you notice how he led them through that series of Latin rhythms? Even when he stopped accenting the first beat, he didn't lose everybody. Like many European festival audiences, the Montreux crowd is famous for the manner in which it attempts to coax an artist to do an encore, not only with applause and stomping, but by chanting as well. A more traditional use of the vocal talents of an audience is call and response. At the 78 Grand Parade du Jazz in Nice, France, Lionel Hampton demonstrated his version of this venerable jazz tradition.
Hey, Bob Reba! Hey, Bob Reba! Hey, Bob Reba! Hey, Bob Reba! Hey!
Unfortunately, not all audiences are as appreciative or attentive as those we've just heard. Sometimes an experienced artist must chastise a member of the audience so that everyone else can enjoy the performance. Carmen McRae does this with the same ease and elegance with which she sings.
At first I thought that you could break this jinx for me, that love would turn the trick to end despair. But now I just can't fool this head that thinks for me. Hey, stop a minute. We're going to teach you how to sit in the nightclub, sir. Now, as nobody says that you can't talk, but if you're talking so loudly that I can hear it, that's loud. So speak to your friend, but please try to speak a little bit softer, because it really annoys me, and I can't get my thing off up here, which I'm getting paid for, and these people can't enjoy it. So cool it over there a little bit, okay? Yeah. At first, I thought that you could break this jinx for me.
How's that for class? A truly hostile audience requires a different approach, and a little humor can go a long way. Here's composer band leader Carla Bley demonstrating how her group takes the offensive.
Just when we were starting to play, someone yelled out, "Take him away." Then we heard him starting to boo.
What did you do? What did you do?
I reacted intelligently. Here's my method, try it and see. When somebody's running you down, you gotta turn it around, turn it around. So when they boo at me, you know what I do? I tell them boo to you too, boo to you too. Boo to you too, boo to you too. I don't take it personally when somebody's booing at me. It makes no difference if the music is fine. I never pay it no mind, pay it no mind. When you're trying to do something a little bit weird, you know, you always have people booing at you. When we hear them start to boo, what do we do, what do we do? Well, when they boo at us, you know what we do? We tell them boo to you too, boo to you too. Come on, boo to you too, boo to you too. Always good if it's real. Even if they're cruel to you, you gotta do what you do, do what you do. When they're ready to tear you apart, use your noodle and try to be smart. Don't just stand there taking abuse, you gotta put it to use, put it to use. You make them boo on cue, they say boo, and you say boo to you too. Boo to you too, boo to you too. You make a boo on cue, they say boo, and you say, well, boo to you too. Boo to you too, boo to you too. Go ahead and boo. Boo to you too, boo to you too. I don't care if you don't like it, I like it. That's all that's important. Go ahead and boo at me, I don't care. Boo to you too, boo to you too. I really do care. It makes me boo to you too, boo to you too. Got one more chance. Go ahead, boo. Boo to you too, boo to you too. Thank you. No, don't boo anymore. That song is over now.
That Kansas City Women's Jazz Festival audience may have been booing Carla Bley on her cue, but they were also enthusiastic about Cleo Lane's exciting performance. Cleo Lane.
Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Don't mean a thing. All you got to do is sing. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. There you go. I got the music in me, yeah. I got the music in me, yeah. I got the music in me. I got the music in me.
What a musician, what a range, what a voice. Cleo Lane demonstrating some of the international aspects of jazz.
She has the music in her, but the audience got it out of her.
They sure did. That's a very excited audience, and it's one that really responds to all kinds of good music.
Cleo Lane there on vocals, John Dankworth alto sax, Paul Hart on piano, Bill Lesage vibes, Darrell Runswick on bass, and Kenny Clare on drums. A lot of men there at the 1980 Kansas City Women's Jazz Festival.
We'll return with Count Basie, Joe Williams, Johnny Griffin, Eddie Jefferson, and more after this pause for station identification. I'm Billy Taylor, along with Ben Sidran, with Jazz Alive's 5th anniversary special on NPR National Public Radio.
From what I've heard over the years, Jazz Alive has always reached out to present unusual events like the one we just heard, which was a part of the Portrait of a Jazz City Los Angeles concert. Another one in 1981 was our presentation of a 9-piece percussion ensemble in association with a reed quartet.
That was a special concert. It was a part of the Cool Jazz Festival, and Max Roach had organized what he called the Grand Collaboration, and it featured his group, the percussion group, Boom, and the World Saxophone Quartet. It was really a very interesting juxtaposition of sounds in a huge dome-like place. I mean, this is a monstrous cathedral, St. John the Divine in Harlem. Mm-hmm. And you would imagine drums and percussion sounds just bouncing all over the place like a ballpark or a gymnasium or something. But it was so well controlled. It was so quiet. And the things they did were so well spaced and so well organized that it was just amazing the sounds they evoked from those instruments. Boom and the World Saxophone Quartet. Border Town, the grand collaboration, Boom and the World Saxophone Quartet. In Boom, we heard Max Roach, Roy Brooks, Joe Chambers, Omar Clay, Fred King, Ray Mantilla, Warren Smith, Freddie Waits. In the World Saxophone Quartet, Hamiet Blewett, Julius Hemphill, Oliver Lake, and David Murray.
1981, a really good year for Jazz Alive. I think, for me, one of the highlights of 1981 was the coverage of the Chicago Jazz Festival. I mean, this was live. We were on the air for 3 days. And
well, you should know how live it was, because you were out there where it was really live.
I imagine we're going to have an excerpt from the tape of the broadcast wherein we learn that life is a first take. Am I right?
Right now to Ben Sidran, out with the audience.
Well, thank you. I'm with the gentleman who's selling these beautiful glow-in-the-dark necklaces. Excuse me, sir. How much do those things cost? $1. Do you have any idea what makes them glow in the dark like that?
Oh, go yourself.
Well, there you are. That's live on National Public Radio here from Grant Park. I have a feeling they're radium or something. He's got a handful of these things. Apparently, he's
wipe him out. Live radio, I tell you, on the satellite. See, when you go out in the audience, you're going to hear it like it is. And like
what you don't see, of course, on the radio is the picture of me fleeing as this man is chasing me. You want some more, he said. The way I got into that situation is also interesting. I'm out in the crowd, and I have some earphones on, and the director, Fred Bork, is talking to me over the earphones, and he's saying, Ben, we've got 60 seconds to fill. Find somebody interesting out there. So the first person I saw was a man with glow-in-the-dark necklaces, and I said to Fred, hey, I think I've got somebody here. And when you're live, you can't always check things out. Here's what it sounds like in the control room. This is what I hear over my earphones at another such moment at the Chicago Jazz Festival, when director Fred Bork is conducting the ballet of a live event. He's communicating with assistant producer Wiley Rollins, with Billy Taylor at the host position, and at the same time he's using me for his eyes out in the field. He's listening to what I'm saying and telling me what he wants to hear. Of course, we're all connected through our earphones. On the surface, to the listener at home, it may seem very simple, but just beneath, there are a dozen moving parts.
Stand by. Don't say anything.
Mic out, please.
Go.
And this is Ben Sidran. I am out in Grant Park where about 50, 60, I don't know how many thousand people are mostly on their feet, where they've remained.
Okay, send Billy over to Basie.
He's going.
All right.
We've just gone through 50,000 people all clapping on 2 and 4 together as well. They're milling around.
Do you have her with you?
Trying to get closer to the stage right now.
Say again?
The finals.
Great. About 3 minutes to you, I'd say, huh?
Okay.
Then you can have about 2 minutes, I think, something like that.
No seats in the back. This park is packed. We've got a real air of anticipation hanging here. We've got a lot of barbecue smoke hanging in the air, and we've got.
Should Billy make it over there post
blankets together, and
I think you should find Basie and be with him and get him over there. Yeah.
Filling that cup.
He's outside your space where Basie's dressing room is, talking, I guess, with Basie's wife.
We just saw a police officer encouraging some people to dance, which I don't think I've ever seen before, particularly here having happened in Grant Park. It's a wonderful, rewarding feeling.
Young lovers of all ages.
There's young lovers of all ages around me. A particularly nice couple here, an old gentleman in a wheelchair, and what I suppose is his wife sitting next to him and sharing the blanket, and they're reading the program, looking to see
what I suppose
with Basie's new band. And, I don't know, there's a tow truck off to my left pulling away somebody's car, but I got a feeling that right now that person isn't feeling any pain either.
Give me the canyons of steel.
The park that we're in is a great expanse, and all around us are the great canyons of Chicago's downtown, the skyline. And right now it's lit up, and it's kind of a spectacular setting for this Basie reunion.
This time we'll give you the full sweep of events, letting you hear it from the director's point of view as he communicates to me and to Tim Owens, who's acting as the stage manager. And then we'll take you into the audience for the full benefit of a performance featuring Joe Williams and the Count Basie Band from the 1981 Chicago Jazz Festival.
I'm on stage, and the bass player is tuning his bass, and there's Greg. He's just putting the final touches on it.
Send him out.
Greg, what are you doing with that tape? Oh, I'm trying to take everything down because we have to play kind of hard in this band. Everything starts
Go to Joe Williams. Keep your eye on Joe Williams so that you'll be ready. Say what? I want to send him out. All right.
Getting the last minute.
Turn around and look at Joe Williams.
Greg is taping the drums down there, about to take off because here comes Joe
Music
Williams.
mix in. Stand by. Cue him. Don't talk. Cue him. Gave it to him.
All right. All right. First of all, hey. All right, hold it down. Hold it down so we can continue. How nice it is that when people all over the world think of Chicago, Illinois, they no longer think of us as gangsters, but they think of the marvelous music that comes from Chicago, Illinois. And tonight, we are celebrating Count Basie. And I am privileged indeed to present to you, Chicago, Illinois, the world-renowned Count Basie and his orchestra. Kansas City was a man named Joe Turner, and he used to sing the blues, and he inspired me with songs like this one. And I'm sure if someone were to ask Eddie Clean Ed Benson, he'd say yes, he inspired me too, because one of the first things I heard Eddie Clean Ed Benson say was, "You run here, pretty baby, set your fine body down on your daddy's knee. I want to tell everybody how you've been sending me. Baby, if that's your secret, you better keep it to yourself. Because if you tell me, I might tell somebody else. Now, I ain't never loved and I hope that I never will. Because a loving proposition can get somebody killed, or at the very least get your feelings or your body bruised. I know what love can do for you. But sometimes you can't help yourself when she got great big legs and she built up from the ground. every time she kissed me. Yes, Lord, my love come tumbling down. I said, love come tumbling down. You can come and take me, pretty baby. And put me in your big brass bed. Or that 12-foot round job with all that water in it, I don't care. But just let me find a toe-hold, darling. Then you can rock me till my face turns cherry red. I said cherry red. And I don't mean them dark cherries neither, baby. Cause I want to love you, baby, and hold you in my arms. Cause I get the feeling whenever we are together, then the world can't do you no harm. Not when you are in my arms. I'll kill a dead tree about you when you are in my arms, woman. That's right. And I want to kiss you and kiss you and kiss you and kiss you, baby. I want to kiss you and tear your fear apart. Well, I want to touch your very soul and ease your troubled heart. I said ease your troubled heart. And I want to please you, woman. I want to please you, so if you're itching, you're going to have to tell me just where to scratch. You have to help me, baby. No, help me, sweetheart. Help me, baby. No, help. Oh, no, I don't pretend to know everything, and don't waste my time and yours fumbling around looking for it. Show me where it's at. Show me where to scratch, baby. Hugging and kissing, scratching and itching. One thing is a natural fact. When you are feeling good together, baby, I know ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't care what anybody told you. If you feeling good, you supposed to, and if you're not, you ain't doing it right. That's all there's to it. Don't write me no letters, and don't call me on the telephone. I need you person to person. Bring your big fine foxy self on home, babe. Woman, don't send me no message when you know that I am all alone. I need you person to person, baby. So bring your warm, sweet, moist body on home. I'll send you to the beauty parlor in the morning, but tonight, come on home. I'm gonna see if I can frizz your hair from the inside out. That's what I'm gonna do. I said, don't send me no letter because I can't hug paper tight. And don't send me no message. And don't talk to me at night. I need you, baby. Person to person. Bring your big, fine, foxy, frantic self on home. I bet you I can make a natural out that permanent, baby. I'll bet you I can take that grease out for you. Now don't send your brother, because I won't talk to anyone else. And don't send your mother. You got to come yourself, baby. Because I need you person to person, and there will be no short stopping. Everything gonna be a long fly to the outfield, to the wall. I'm talking about belly to belly and hand to back. It's been a long time since I felt my backbone crack. Come on. I've suffered every day since you've been gone. I need you, person to person. Bring your big, fine, foxy, frantic, fun-loving, freakish. Hold it now. Who said who that when I said who that? Slow grinding, easy riding self on a hoe.
Joe Williams and the Count Basie Band, a tribute to Count Basie at the Chicago Jazz Festival. Boy, what a night that was. Those people just wanted to touch the artist and get closer to them or just do something to indicate how much they were enjoying themselves.
They wouldn't leave. I remember at the end of the evening, they almost had to pour cold water on the crowd out front just to get them to go home.
That's right. They were applauding Count Basie backstage, and when he was trying to get into the car, everybody was just so enthusiastic. It was a real homecoming.
A wonderful night.
It certainly was. I'm Billy Taylor, along with Ben Sidran. This is Jazz Alive's 5th anniversary celebration on NPR, National Public Radio.
With listener-sponsored Jazz for New England, this is WBUR, Boston.